Hello, the internet. So the first few days we spent in Moab just basically getting familiar with the area, enjoying the scenery, getting connected with volunteer work. And then shortly after that, we headed out to visit my friend Samantha at her little camp that she had set up. We played music and had a campfire and made some food. And then we went over to the farmer's market and met a group of people there that were just some friends I talked to on the internet, but I wanted to meet in person. I got like these lemon handmade soap and lemon basil sugar cookies. So then we headed off and we went to this straw bale home that's being built for a nonprofit called Community Rebuilds, and they do like 5-month internships. They build about 8 houses a year. They even pay their students to learn how to build these awesome houses. And so we were there just for a little while helping doing some of the plaster on the outside. Later that day, we met up with a fellow video travel blogger. His name is Jed from a channel called Into the Mystery 13. Our other friend Tigger was there too. She's just started living and traveling in her van a few months ago. So after dinner, we got Jed's view on what he thought Utah would be like.
Okay, say that again.
So my preconception, my idea of Salt Lake City is pretty much SLC punk and like the super straight, like Mormon zombies, like, yeah.
If you had unlimited funds, if all of a sudden you just had a whole bunch of money, would you continue to live the way you live now?
Yeah, except for my experience wouldn't be limited by money. If I wanted to go bungee jumping, I could go bungee jumping. If I wanted to go on an airplane ride through the Grand Canyon, I could do that. Like,
but definitely experience is nothing material.
yeah,
You'd continue living nomadically.
Oh,
Wouldn't
yeah.
go buy a big expensive house.
No, hell no. Definitely be nomadic.
So,
And nothing like no like giant Class A like house on wheels or anything. It would definitely still be a van or a sailboat.
I want to get kayaks to put up on top. I want, at least one. I want a surfboard. I want a really good off-road bike. I want a paraglider, one of them big old parachutes just to go out and do that. I want at least the basics of rock climbing. Yeah, I want my whole adventure kit. And that stuff is not cheap.
Or at least the ability to rent this stuff anytime you want. Like even if you
Legit.
don't want to carry all this stuff around with you, at least you can rent it anytime you want.
Oh yeah, in fact that's the way I feel about a lot of stuff. Like when people go out and they buy things like jet skis and side-by-sides and stuff like that, it's like, honestly, do you use that enough to necessitate buying one? Or can you just rent it one time, or you rent it like 30 times and still pay less than what you would have paid for it to fucking buy it? So we've been in Moab just over a week now, and my buddy Jed from Into the Mystery 13, he also does a travel blog, lives in his van, travels all over, was passing through Moab, and we met up last night and had some lentil tacos and hung out and talked, walked around a little bit, went and got some ice cream. And today we're driving about 10 miles outside of town by a little place called Ken's Lake, and there's a waterfall somewhere up there that we've never been there. We're not exactly sure how to get there, but we're hoping we'll find it because we got a basic description of where it's at. But this out here, all these crazy red rocks, this is what we're getting into. We headed southeast from Moab to Sal Mountain range. At every turn, it was just breathtaking views, and the scenery was just gradually from well-known red rock of Moab to a much greener, like kind of rockier terrain. So we stopped off a trailhead we thought might have the waterfall we were looking for. It was a steep hike down into like a slot canyon, but at the bottom there was this amazing mini waterfall wedged into a narrow pass. It's like high walls, kind of a slot canyon. And there's this really slippery rock next to a way steep section of water we didn't really want to wade through. But Ricky decided to Spider-Man his way past it to get a better shot of the waterfall. And shortly after that, Jed followed suit. I stayed back. The maximum elevation is at Mount Peel, reaching 12,721 feet above sea level. We made it to about, I'd say, 10,000 feet before we finally found a trail that we were pretty sure was the one with the waterfall we heard about. This is probably the best view of Moab, Utah right here. Right over there, that's the arches there. And Canyonlands, where is Canyonlands? I think they're out past the cathedral right here. hanging up out of the ground.
Looks like this water is just coming out the side of the mountain. There's no water up there.
So we started up this trail, and there was like a river that we're following because we figured, you know, obviously a river is gonna lead up to the waterfall. That's where we're going. And we get up, I don't know, half a mile, and this river that we've been following the whole time is a spring. It's just shooting up out the bottom of the rock. It's not, there's just no sign of the rest of the waterfall anywhere. Like you come over here, it's totally dry. And nowhere I can see, but we are, as kind of an interesting little point here, is completely surrounded by these quakies, which is not exactly what you'd expect to see in Red Rock, Moab, Utah.
Making a vegan burrito, you know, with some refried greens, some rice, some vegan sausage.
After we got back to town, me and Ricky headed over to the Moab Arts Building to talk to the people at Community Rebuilds about a flyer I was making for them. While I was there, they invited me and Ricky down to join them for dinner at the dorm house. One of my favorite authors, Mark Sundin, was there. He wrote a book called The Man Who Quit Money about a man named Daniel Suelo that lived in Moab in a cave for 14 years, almost completely without money. And that's the book that pretty much introduced me to the concept of gift economics. We made personal-sized, like cob oven-fired pizzas and salad, and after dinner, we gathered around a fire and sang songs until it got dark.
So it's been 2 weeks out here in Moab. We did a lot of really awesome stuff, but we are right now leaving on our way out.